Last night I was in the Kingdom of Shadows. If only you knew how strange it is to be there. I was at Amance and saw the Lumiere cinematograph. The extraordinary impression it creates is so unique and complex that I doubt my ability to describe it with all its nuance. This is what writer Maxim Gorky wrote after attending to one of the Lumiere brothers' screenings in 1896, one of humankind's first exposure to cinema.
A film is different to cinema. Cinema is an experience. Cinema is the moment when the film meets its audience, and there's a certain connection, a certain energy, a certain atmosphere that happens at that moment. People can see your film, but that doesn't mean that they have a cinematic experience.
The thing about the cinema and watching a film in that environment as opposed to TV is that it's a communal experience. It's about a lot of people coming together to share the story that you're experiencing together on the screen in the dark, and that's what it's all about.
I like that grand scale of seeing my work projected and sitting in the back of an audience and gauging their reaction to what I've done.
If there's a hush in the room, you're aware of that, and there's a certain awe that comes with that. If there's a laugh in a room, you know, it's a laugh that's shared.
You can almost sense the energy in the room, and you just don't get that watching on a TV or watching on a laptop or watching on your phone. It's a very different experience, and that's one of the greatest losses, I think, of contemporary cinema, is that missing out on that communal experience.
This is the Mona Lisa. We all know what the Mona Lisa looks like. We all have seen it. But have we? Only some of us have seen the Mona Lisa in real life. So even though we know what it looks like, most of us would still spend our time and money to go see it in the museum, because that's where the Mona Lisa belongs. So where do movies belong to?
We definitely live in interesting times. Everything's changing. Time is much more valuable and a more scarce commodity, I think. It's going to see a film, it's not only the 2 hours it takes to watch the film, it's also to travel to the cinema, the cost of buying a ticket. There's so many obstacles, whereas if somebody can have an enjoyment or entertain themselves just with their device in their own bedroom, you know, it's a much easier life. Whether that's a good thing is very open to question.
New online streaming services and new technologies have affected filmmaking in making it more DIY.
Now you can do it all online. You know, you can almost build your own website, stream the film yourself, and charge people $2 to download as such. And word of mouth, hope that word of mouth and smart marketing techniques, whatever, will do the rest for you. It creates more opportunities for your work to be seen. Would you prefer to have the work seen in a cinema with lots of people? Absolutely. But if anyone comes up to you afterwards, you know, even remotely via email and says, I saw your film, I downloaded it here, I watched it here, whatever, and they got something out of it, that's very rewarding for a filmmaker. You know you're doing something right and you're engaging with your audience.
Take a look at last year's biggest film event, an 88-second teaser for Star Wars The Force Awakens. Its YouTube debut was seen by 50 million people in less than 72 hours. 2015's biggest theatrical release has reached that title by having a constant and strong online presence, making the return of Star Wars a weird clash of both worlds.
It's becoming somewhat polarized, the kind of films that we're seeing in cinemas now, where they're becoming huge event films, you know, like the Star Wars and things that cost insane money, and then there's the low budget, and that middle ground seems to be disappearing quite a bit.
The industry is in a very volatile state at the moment. It's been very difficult to monetize it.
I think there will always be a need for theaters, and I think artists will always want to have that experience of having their work projected on a large screen with an audience there to react to it.
Some people have monetized the digital era to some extent, and that's created new players in the game. Whether there's going to be other developments that's going to change that pattern soon, I suspect it will.
Cinema and theaters have withstood the test of time, and I think they will continue to, albeit in maybe a much smaller way. There may be fewer theaters.
Cinema's current state of the art makes me think of Milan Kundra's reflection over Friedrich Nietzsche's concept of the eternal return. Does the proliferation of cinema empowers the medium, or does it make it weaker? Is cinema becoming heavier or lighter? We'll just have to wait and see.
So sad? Why are you so sad? Why are you so sad? Why are you so? Why are you so bad?